Hi and welcome to this new timeless reading. Let's take a look at what's going on energetically and what frequency is currently activating. It's going to be in three cards. The first one is details on the frequency. The second one is what can be released to accelerate the integration. And the third one is advice. So let's see what's going on. And we have the Chariot. And in the Chariot, what I'm seeing is moving forward. I'm getting blockages removed and new life force infusion getting infused into ourselves, and it's kind of speaking to the recent stagnation and blockages you might have had experienced, and it's coming to an end because we need you on the ground in the crowd, to kind of like re-energize, getting angles of society that need support, and in a sense you're getting now more supported to be in the right places with the right people. And also what I'm getting is that it won't be in a draining way as it could have been the case previously, that you step into new situations, you're all feeling fresh and excited about starting something new. And as you start the job or you meet the new people or whatever it is, it just feels like you're getting tricked into being drained by idiots, and have to retract or find a new angle to get yourself out of it. And I'm getting even those situations, unfortunately. I hate this with a burning passion, but I will tell you regardless. It was because some of us were sent into... I'm getting the messages so fast right now. I'm sorry if I stutter, but yeah, we were sent to some places and spaces and around people to kind of like buffer stupidity and darkness. So you kind of were sometimes illusioned into thinking it's a good circumstance or situation for you. You walk in there and none of it matches what you were like sold or felt like or envisioned. And it's because spirits sometimes will tune you to expect a situation to be a certain way, because there's no way on earth you would go there if you really knew why you're being sent there. Same principle as being born in crazy incompetent families, and that you just have to raise yourself and stuff like that. There's fine print in those freaking contracts, and apparently you need to forget all that and go through the bullshit. So it's kind of like bringing light through the cracks and stuff. And I get it on a larger scale operation type of situation. I get it. Is it enjoyable? Not at all. Is it interesting? Not really. Is it good for the individual going in there? Not especially. So I'm seeing it as you bring light and use all the kind of like weaknesses there is in the circumstances to diffuse darkness, learn what's going on, interactions are being had, you gather the data, and eventually you're just like allowed to step out of there and move on to the next thing. And that was a long rant, but also it's a clear separation with what is incoming currently, because that felt like that was the old way of dealing with things. It was very necessary. I still don't find it acceptable or briefed properly, it's just like the heck. But then if we're the ones at this point speaking out about this, other people that are in those circumstances, like the second wave, second round or whatever, they'll just get what's actually happening to them and can work through it much faster. And there was also an aspect of like lower frequencies and much heavier density in the previous times, years and decades. So there's that. Anyways, now with the new life force infusion and the forward movement, I'm getting it's a game change The plan is shifting in the favor of the agents of, goodwill or light to some extent. I don't really like using those terms because it's been misused to a degree that makes it very tainted, but you get what I'm saying. Like people that actually want to set the record straight and make things evolve, actually evolve, and there was very little to no support for that type of energy previously for many reasons that could be for a different video all on its own, but yeah. And now what can we release? And it's trauma in order to activate this better. What I'm getting is trauma was part of the previous template, the previous job, your previous positioning. And it kind of was, what I'm getting is like the resume you needed to actively have in your energetic field to match with their circumstances and people you were around. And now it's time to release that and open up to a refreshing, more stable energy that actually does feel supportive, and all those things I just said were not in your previous context, and it felt super traumatic. So it's to kind of detach from that and understand it was a template that was used to frequency match you to situations you had to be in and work through, and provide support where nobody else and nothing else could. And it's kind of like a tool. It's difficult to not be emotional about it, but what I'm getting is the more separate you see it from who you really are, the faster you can integrate the new frequencies and energy. It's kind of like it was the suit and non-armor, if you will. You kind of needed to be in previous contracts. And now what is the advice? And we have the King of Wands, and in the King of Wands what I'm getting is to understand that there's still massive levels of resistance going on, and also that you're now on the verge of being able to go head to head with much stronger forces and not get overwhelmed and be able to overcome much more often than not. So it's usually when I get this card in other readings, it mentions pressure and interference from high-level dark forces, but I'm also seeing in the King energy that we're getting to a stage where we're rising in force and power in order to actually be able to do something about this. And it's about more than time. And if you expect whatever the Matrix got going on to shift in your favor, do something about this, they pretty much created it and allowed it. So that will not happen. It will have to come from somewhere else. And the more inner work you do and the more you allow high frequencies within yourself and understand why you're tuned into that specific version of a human, you can be in the right places, meet the right people, and have the right impact in order to, help the collective. But what we're seeing right now is that you're getting actual help for your own energy vehicle and yourself first. So that's great news. And that's it for now. I hope it resonated.